Right, so welcome back YouTube. This is a good video idea, to be fair. My friend said, why don't we go through all the questions, comments, DMs that I get on social media, and he wrote down all these questions, so I haven't seen them. These are all comments and messages from my followers, and I'm going to rap through them and see. The first question is quite funny. Are your teeth natural? Yes, they are. I get asked this quite a lot, weirdly enough. I feel like also when I'm on set, they say, oh, let's, what's the word? Oh, have you had veneers? I haven't had veneers. My teeth are as natural as they come. So, what do you never travel without? This is a good question. Never travel without. I would say the Osmo, shoes. I always bring runners with me most places I go. And I'd say my phone and headphones. The rest of the stuff that's in my travel kit is kind of depending on the location I'm going, so I don't always take the same things, but them things I always take. Next one, what are your stats? So waist size, etc. So my waist at the minute is 28, a lot lighter than it probably should be for my line of work, that's for sure, because sample size is normally like a 32 or a 30, but obviously I wanted to tidy up over Christmas and gives me a bit of flexibility now to eat kind of whatever I want. Do pre-workouts powders really make a difference? Right, so this is actually probably one of the most asked questions I get on my social media is, are they dangerous, are they bad, are they good, etc. Obviously it's probably one of the most saturated markets imaginable. There's 500 different pre-workouts you can buy. There's all different benefits to different types of pre-workout. Obviously natural coffee is probably your best energy source. However, with the development now in pre-workouts, they're not just a high dose of caffeine, high dose of beta-alanine. They've got nootropics in them for brain focus. They've got L-citrulline to help blood flow. So if you're somebody that wants to get a good pump, keep your focus, a good amount of caffeine, some energy in there and some recovery with essential amino acids, then Pride pre-workout from EHP Labs is the one for you. But there is also so many different ones. If you're somebody that wants natural caffeine, that's also a good option. And then what else have we got here? Where would you most like to live? Oh, the $1 million question. Where would I most like to live? Either LA or Dubai. Dubai for the safety, the cleanliness, the options of things to do, the ease of life there. LA because they have, well, same as Dubai, they've both got amazing gyms, but Dubai doesn't have the beach vibe that LA has. And I grew up in Australia, so I'm a big fan of the beach. So either one of them two places. Have you always been beautiful and is it all natural? How funny, right? So because I've lost weight, a makeup artist the other day asked me if I had cheek filler, which I actually thought was a bit of an insult. She was like putting cream on my face like this, going, and I was like, listen. She was like, oh, it's like really bony. I said, what did you expect to be there? She was like, oh, I didn't know if you'd had work done. I was thinking the cheek of it. But no, I've had no work done to my face. No Botox, no nothing. Just a good skincare routine and lots of water. Have you already gone past your fitness peak? Ooh. Have I? Yes and no. I would say yes in the fact of I done an ultra marathon. So I would say that's the fittest I've ever been. But I wasn't strong. I've also been stronger, but I would say I'm at my fitness peak as an all-round package. I'm not as strong and I'm not as fit in regards to running, but I've never been this strong and this fit at the same time, or this fit and this strong at the same time. So I'd say as the complete package, it'd be good. I always feel like I'm now basing life on performance as opposed to aesthetic. I used to be like, oh, I want to be big, got big, didn't like running, so I got rid of running. And I reduced the running, done more sprinting. So yeah, I'd say yes and no. That's a hard question. What size are your feet? Size 9. Which is a pain because all of you lot are size 9, most people, and all the shoes I want go out of style really quick. So can you run faster than your dog? Yes. I've tried this with Lauren. She had the dog on the lead and we let go and we both sprinted and I blitzed the dog. But endurance, the dog will probably smoke me, let's be honest. Do you get travel sickness? No, I'm very, very, very fortunate that I don't get travel sickness. I think growing up, years of doing racing with my dad and my brothers, it helped me with motion sickness. So I don't really get travel sickness at all, which is such a blessing. What are your ambitions? Oh, this is a good one. Ambitions. I'd love to retire my parents. I'd love them not to worry about money ever again. Have a healthy family. I've always wanted kids. Holiday home. And I would like to say buy my dream car, but if you know me, my dream car is as probably big as Argos catalogue, to be honest. So yeah, one of my dream cars, I'll say. And then yeah, family, holiday home, and make sure that my parents have a nice elderly part of their life and don't have to worry. Can anyone improve their health? Yes. The biggest gripe I have with today's world is these quick fix. I want to change my life in 5 minutes, and they don't understand that, like, when they say to me, oh, your body's amazing, or you like, some people used to say, oh, you must eat like chicken and rice and broccoli and that's it. And now people watch my videos and know that I eat cookies and I eat all this other stuff. They want to know, oh, how do you eat all of that and still look like that? It's just consistency. If you use fuel as a source of like food, make sure that if you are having a bad day of food, it's around your high cardio days. Or if most of your week is good, enjoy yourself a little bit on the weekend, because if you are so regimented, and I've had this myself, you're so regimented with food, there will come a time where everything will be thrown out the window, you'll binge, and then that will lead into a snowball effect, and everything that you've just done for the last 3 months has been ruined in a week's worth of bad eating. So just consistency. So I think as long as you're showing up and you're doing daily things to improve your health, over the course of three months you'll start to notice a big difference. So yes, definitely everyone can change their health. Are you scared of flying? Definitely not. And this is a funny story. So Lauren is obsessed with watching air crash investigations, and she's probably seen, I think, close to 15 different series, over 200 episodes, and I'm not even joking. And now she has anxiety when she flies. And I said to her, I don't know why you watch this, because although some of them survive, some of them whatever, I said, whenever there's turbulence on a plane now, she's panicking. And I just sit there. She's like, I don't understand how you just sit there and just deal with all the turbulence. I said, because I'm not in control. So if you're not in control of something, don't worry about it. If I'm on a plane, I'm sitting in the chair, there's turbulence, I'm not flying the plane, so there's nothing I can do. So I'm just going to sit there and watch my film and hope that the pilot gets the plane down all right. There's nothing you can really stress about. So limiting stress on plane is just, feel like it's out of my hands. If we go down, we go down. It's what it is. Nothing I can really do about it. It's probably not the nicest insight, but that's just my way of looking at it. Is diet more important than exercise? I'm going to say no, which is definitely not what most people say, because everyone's always like, oh, this 70% nutrition, 30% training. If you don't go and exercise, you won't release endorphins that make you feel good. So if you're just dieting and not exercising, then you're going to hit a point where you just don't feel that good, because you haven't done anything to make yourself feel like you've done something. I don't know, this is just my opinion, but I would rather work out harder and have a bit more flexibility with my food than be super regimented with my food and do no exercise. So yes, I personally think exercise is more important. That's just my outlook on it. Do you believe in life after love? Sure does. Life after love. Depends on the context. If you're saying like, can you get over a heartbreak? Yes, obviously. I wouldn't say that I've obviously touched wood or whatever. I'm fortunate enough that I've never lost a partner in regards to like passing away, so I couldn't tell you what that life is like after that. Obviously losing my nan, I would say, was a hard period, but now I used it as motivation to just keep getting better. So it depends on your mindset, but if you put your mindset out there that the person that's gone is out there looking out for you, then you can use it as a positive. Are you more cleverer than your friends? I'd love them to. If they're watching this, they're going to be screwing. No, do you know what? We all kind of, like, I've had the same friendship circle since I was a kid. We all kind of have our pros and cons. I've got a friend that works in quantity surveying. He's very clever, and I've got a friend that works in sales for like IT and tech. So he knows his stuff. One of our other boys studied medicine. at university, so he's the smartest person I know, so that he's definitely smarter than me. But I think we all smart in our own areas. Like if you ask them about they always come to me for fitness and gym and things like that. So I feel like we all kind of even playing field. But I think money wise, in regards to investments and things like that, I feel like I tend to give them advice instead of the other way around. Do supermodels all know each other? It's a very what's the word? It's a very niche industry in regards to friends and acquaintances. I wouldn't say that everybody's friends. Everybody knows each other, but they're also your competition. So some people aren't always got your best interests at heart. Some people don't always give you the best advice. I've never really been like that personally. I just want everybody to have a good life and do well. So if somebody asks me for modelling advice, I just say, yeah, this is the best way to go about it. This is not even the best way, this is just the way I went about it and it worked for me. So that's the way I think is good. What else is here? Do you do your own housework? Lauren won't watch this, no, I'm joking. We split it. So I do, this sounds, gender jobs, but I do I tend to do the more manly jobs. So I'll do the bins, I do the bathroom, I'll change the bed in. We kind of do our own washing, and that's purely because I tend to wear more clothes than Lauren, so I actually have a lot more washing than her, so I just do my own washing. So yeah, we kind of split it evenly, to be fair. It's kind of more 50-50. Let's have a look, what else is this? When did you know you were pretty enough to model? When did I know I was pretty enough? Do you know what's funny? I got scouted on a train, and I wasn't really, bless him, wasn't giving the guy the time of day. It was actually Lauren that pushed me into it. She made me go and do the test shoot with the guy, and I got signed. And then I think because my modelling career took off very quickly, it kind of then gave me the confidence that this was the right thing to do. So I guess, yeah, how quickly I first took off with modelling. Like I started modelling and I left my full-time job 3 months after because it was that busy. So I guess that kind of gave me an insight that I was going to be half decent at it. Do you calorie count every day? So if you watch my last video, I've actually stopped tracking my calories. I'm not going to go too much into detail on this question because there's a whole video about that if you go on my channel. And it says why I stopped tracking. So watch that video and you'll see why I stopped tracking calories. What is your skincare routine? So I am very fortunate that I got to do a Dior Sauvage skincare campaign. And I use their products. So they've got a cleanser, a toner and a serum. And it literally all smells of Sauvage. So you technically don't even need to wear aftershave. You can just put that on and away you go. So that's my skincare routine. I will probably do a video on my full skincare routine so you guys can see it. What's this one? Do you get lots of free stuff because you are beautiful? Yeah, quite honestly, yeah, I do. I'm very fortunate enough that the brands I work with, if there's anything from the collection that I like, they just send it out to me, so I'm super grateful to all my clients for that. And yeah, it is one of the perks of the job, shall we say. Do you like hot countries? Yes. If you watch my latest TikTok video, I hate England this time of year. I just hate being cold. I hate cold weather. I just, yeah. I think because I grew up in Australia for like 4.5 years, I got so used to never having to plan anything because you just knew the weather was going to be nice. Shorts, t-shirt, no top, whatever. It was just lovely. So I feel like I'm always chasing the sun, hence why I'm always on holiday. What's your favourite movie, book and song? Woo! Right, so favourite, I would say my favourite movie. Oh, this is a hard question. Favourite book, Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. It changed my life. It's always a book I'll be forever grateful for. Favourite song would have to be Chris Brown, and it's called Angel Numbers and 10 Toes. That's a really good song. That's probably the song I listen to the most. But my movie is a hard one because I like old British gangster films. I like Layer Cake, I like Snatch, I like Fight Club, I like Sexy Beast. But if I had to go with a movie I've probably seen the most, there's two, and it will be Too Fast, Too Furious and Bad Boys 2. So they're the two most watched films I've ever watched, so I'll go with one of them two. Ever thought of being an actor or a singer? Definitely not singer. Actor, it's funny actually, it didn't line up well at the time, but I did get asked to be a part in Ballerina, the film with Ana de Armas, which is a spin-off from John Wick, but it didn't work up with my schedule. It's something that I will consider. It's not something that I'm overly pushing personally at this time, purely because I know you've got to do a lot of smaller roles and a lot of roles in films that probably I've got no interest in. And if you know me and people close to me know, if I don't have that much interest in something, I just don't give it any attention. So I feel like unless someone from the Bad Boys chain, Fast and Furious, or any of these old British gangster films wants me in their film, I'll be there. But other stuff, it's not really of interest. How many languages do you speak? Just English. I used to know a lot of French, but because I never continued practicing it, to my nan's hugely disappointed in me, I don't speak much of it anymore. I obviously still know the bad words, but that's as far as that goes. What country has the best humour? Scotland and Ireland, without a doubt. Anytime I find Scottish videos or Irish videos on social media, I'm never not laughing. So them two countries, I would say, have the best humour. Do you put weight on quickly? No. And I think because I think because because I exercise so much, I'm very lucky. The only time I would say I would ever put on weight is if I'm injured, which is very rarely, luckily for me. What is your favourite colour of socks? White. Has to be white. Any people that don't wear white need shooting. Is walking enough to lose weight? Yes. If you're not walking enough anyway, so if you're just doing 3,000 steps and you've got an office job, you're not going to lose weight. That's why I say to people, the foundation should be 10k steps. You can build on that, and you'll be funny enough to know that like 10,000 steps is like 400 calories, and if you've never done that before and you go into that, you'll lose weight. So yes, start walking more. Do you choose your gym outfits carefully? Yes, I do. Every outfit is meticulously planned. Make sure that if I've made content in it before that week, I won't wear that same outfit the same week. Luckily for me, I've probably got close to about £5,000 worth of gym clothes under my bed, so there's a lot of variety under there. Does it make any difference what running shoes you wear? Huge difference. Probably the most important question in regards to running possible. So you need to find a shoe that works for you, trial shoes out. You can also find out, they probably don't want me saying this, but if you buy a pair of Nike shoes and you run in them and you don't like them, you can send them back and they'll refund you, and you can just say that they don't work. But I found that Vaporfly 2s, Alphafly 3s, and the new Mizuno ones that I got, them 3 are my go-to for runners. They're amazing. I have got these, which are a little bit muddy. These are a great runner. They're just quite heavy and bulky, so they're more for your daily runs. And I tend to like to use it's expensive, but I like a fast shoe, which tend to come with a fast price tag. So yeah, I just like to run in race shoes personally. Do you like watches or chains or rings? Yes, I'm a big fan of jewellery. Watches, yes, I have a few in my collection. I'll keep that to myself because I don't trust people. But I have some nice watches. Something my dad got me into when I was younger. When will you retire from being a model? There isn't a plan to retire. I'd like to do this until I'm old and grey and still make money. If you look after yourself, skin, weight, health, then luckily for men, the men's modelling career tend to be longer than women's, because there's a lot of jobs I don't do because I'm still young. I'll say younger. There's jobs that you'll probably do in your 40s that are like your aftershave campaigns, your car commercials, your TV adverts. They're normally like a dad, shall we say, as opposed to a guy. You're almost 30. Do you dye your hair? No, I don't. I am genetically blessed from my side of the family that both my granddads have a full head of hair, and one of my granddads literally only went grey when he was like 65, 70. So yeah, I'm good. In the hair department, there will be no trips to Turkey or no packet dyes for my hair, which is good. What are your favourite trainers? Jesus Christ. How many stars are there in the sky at night? I don't know. Favourite trainers? I'd say Vaporfly 2s for runners. I've got them in white and pink and orange, and I've had nearly every colourway that came out when they did come out. I've done my marathon and my ultra marathon in them, so I'll pick them as my favourite runners. My favourite daily trainers, I'm going to say the style of shoe, because I have them in so many colours, and it'll be Air Force Ones, because I have them in white. I have Flyknit white ones, I have blue ones, I have black ones, I have black and white ones, I think I've got 6 or 7 pairs of Air Force Ones, so I'll have to go with them. How often do you read books? Definitely every other day or weekly, because I use my treadmill at home. When I'm doing my half an hour of incline walking, I don't go on my phone and I just read books. So I might have to revisit this, because there was a time when I released a video about all the books that I read, and which ones I recommend. Obviously since then I've probably read 20-30 more books, so I'll definitely need to revisit that. What is your dream car? I'd like to leave this blank and see if anyone can guess it, but they'll never guess it. So there's 2 cars, the Senna McLaren, and this is an odd one that no one will ever know, and no one ever knew it was my favourite car. It's called a McLaren MC12. If you don't know what it is, search it up. It was around the time the Enzo came out and the F50, so that is a car that I've always loved. How often do you train? Every week, yes. At the minute I'm training 5 days a week weights, but I play football on a Tuesday and a Sunday, and yeah, so I only get like 2 days off in the week. But if my body hurts, I do listen to it now and I do take time off. Which ABBA song best describes your life? No idea. That is actually a no idea question. I don't know too much about ABBA, so apologies. Is it really necessary to take supplements to help with exercise? Yes, that's an honest answer. Things like creatine, one of the most researched supplements in the world, is a definite must, because I think if you're always going to need extra. Our food isn't nutrient dense enough anymore, and also I feel like things like protein is very easy to get from a shake as opposed to food. It also saves you a lot of money, so it's more for value of money and convenience that you need supplements. Do you have any ugly friends? No. All my friends are good looking. They'll like to hear that. And then we're back to the start. Are your teeth natural? Yeah, so that is all my quick fire questions. If you'd like to see another quick fire question video, click it in the comments, let me know. Even drop some questions in the comments and I'll happily fly through some of them in another video. But that's a quick catch up with me, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.